Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. It is a beautiful, what is it? Is it Wednesday? Wednesday morning here. And yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff to get into today, but before I do any of that, I need to go through my usual advertisements, so bear with me for the people that see this all the time. But my first commercial release as a full-time indie dev is Gunforged. It's available for purchase now. So if you've been enjoying my content and you want to support my work, this is a great way to do it. Even if you just buy it and never play it, I still get that money, you know, hint, hint, wink, wink. But also I'd love it if you played it too. So if you do end up purchasing and playing it, leave a review for me. I'd very much appreciate that. The other way that you could support my work is you can purchase one of my Udemy courses. This is my Survivor style course in GD script. And yeah, purchase that using the link in the description below. That's my referral code. So if you purchase it through that link, I'll get the majority of the sale. And yeah, Udemy runs these discounts quite frequently. So you could just keep an eye on it if you want to get it at a cheaper price. And also you want to stay tuned because I'm creating a networked multiplayer course right now. I actually have almost 2 hours of finalized video content, and the beginning stages were a little bit slow, but now I'm ramping up on it quite a bit, so I should be able to produce maybe multiple hours of video content a day. It'll probably end up being a similar length course to this one, which is roughly 17 hours. Sorry, my cat is screaming in the other room. So you can stay tuned for that and purchase that when that's available. I think that's it for advertisements. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hello, Luca. Welcome back. I saw your comment, Jackson. I love map. It's funny. Welcome to the stream. Programming Gamer, what's with the upside down face? Have you seen the Godot 3D tiles implementation yet? I have not. What is that? You're not talking about the grid map, right? Have you tried GDevelop before? I have not. I have not tried GDevelop. I know a lot of people do use GDevelop though. Trying to figure out something to build with GLTFs and Battle Road Labs 3D tiles for Godot. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I have not seen that 3D tiles. First ad read. Nice. Happy Creeper. I didn't welcome you to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Just saying hi, lurking. All right, we love our lurkers. Now that the bills are paid, time to disguise graph theory is not math, right? All right, I gotta go check what's going on with the cat really quick. He's just sitting out there screaming, so 1 second. All right, he's fine. He was just fighting over a sunny spot with his sister. He was just fighting over a sunny spot with his sister. Hopefully that stops soon because it's very distracting. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to be working some more on the map. So let's just run this again. So here's our map. And again, this map is going to be a way for the player to have control over which events they go to. You'll have like a movement budget, which will be like 10 traversals or something like that. So you could visit 10 of these nodes. Each node is going to be something like a combat encounter, or it's going to be like an alchemy event or a shop or whatever else, or it could be a mystery one. And I think that's going to give the player a lot more agency in terms of how their power progression goes. And after the 10th traversal, after the 10th event, the player will get automatically thrown into a boss fight, like intercepted or whatever by the enemy faction. So I was thinking about mocking up some art first. I think that would be kind of fun to do because I need to figure out like what a good icon size would be and all that good stuff. Can you hear the cat? He's like screaming. Anyway, I'm going to put the test map in here. And let's run the game. And I'm just going to grab... Should probably just grab... Yeah, grab a screenshot like this. Okay, let's go and create a new file. 640 by 360. Paste that in there. I think this is going to be a little bit off. I need to find a way of exporting a screenshot with the exact dimensions, but it's fine. It's fine. This will be good enough. Cool. So let's save this. Assets. New folder. Map. Map mockup.asprite. Do reference here. Lock that. Okay. All right. So how do I want to do this? So I'm going to want like roads and stuff. Maybe some other decorations along the path. The tricky thing about the roads is that they need to look good whether they're going up or sideways. So it's going to be a little bit hard to do like a perspective on the road, I think. I actually don't know at all what this is going to look like. I think maybe if I could do like a tiling... If I could do like a tiling, like brick road texture somehow, I think that could look really good. Make it look like cobblestone or something. Now the problem is this going to look okay if it's rotated? That is going to be the question. So yeah, we're just basically going to have to figure out how this looks. How do I create a custom brush? I forgot how to do this. New brush. Nope. Edit. New brush. Here we go. Okay, that's not exactly working. Pattern aligned to destination. Ooh, yeah, there we go. So I do something like that. Again, this is all just like mock-up. I'm just kind of guessing here. Oops. Oops. How do I get rid of the brush? Discard brush. Put this over here for now. So that's not exactly what it's going to look like. I mean, the brush painting is a little bit different than what? A little bit different than what is going to happen in the engine. Because I'm just going to use a line 2D with a tiling texture. But I think this is a nice start. Hello, Craig. Welcome back. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. I started your C# course recently, trying to get some progress each day. Awesome. How are you enjoying it so far? Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. Adam lurking. That's totally fine. Welcome, welcome. Remember my first game? It was Undetail. Undetail. Is that the name of it, or what do you mean by that? I remember trying to create my first game back in the days with Skira Construct 2. Some Mario clone. Well, that's... Mario clone is a good start. Select the item and press Control B. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is going to be probably a little bit difficult. I do want to add, like, trees and stuff. But I want to make him look like... like dead trees. So let's see. That doesn't look bad. Maybe we'll save this as like a tree 1 or something. So I can do this and hit Control B. So I'd obviously have different trees in place, but again, this is just kind of like, I'm just mocking it up to see what it could look like. Let's put this tree over here. Something like that. And then we could do other things. Like, let's see, discard. Try doing some grass and stuff. I'm gonna create a group for this actually. Let's do this. Create group. New group. And this is gonna be called props. And then we'll take this grass here. Oh, I guess I can't do that. Okay, well, that's fine. Just... So, obviously I'm going to want all kinds of different things along the path so that it's not super uniform. You know, here I could do like a fence. Again, a lot of this is going to be difficult because... It's going to be difficult because it's not... What am I trying to say? A lot of these paths are not going to be like perfectly aligned. So what I think I'll do is I'll probably keep the props aligned so that they're not rotated at all. And then the road they can just be placed along the road. So that's already looking okay. Maybe we'll call this fence 1. So the idea is if I can come up with an algorithm that can just kind of like place these things along the road, it might look good. I'm going to do one more prop here. just because. A wagon. What am I doing? There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's looking decent, I suppose. Looks all right. Yeah, something like that. Hello, Robert. Always nice to see your live pop up. Means the soon to the end of the workday for me. Oh, nice. You can enjoy the rest of your workday with us. Going pretty smooth. Sorry about the name. It's one of my old OG account. You can call me Igor or Iggy. All right, Igor or Iggy. Looks really good. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay, especially if I add an outline to these things. I can just kind of like layer these things over each other and it's going to look pretty nice. So I'm going to stop drawing props right there. I just wanted to get an idea of what this would look like and what size the thing should be. I think it looks kind of cute actually, but now I need to come up with some icons here. So I'm going to need to draw icons for basically every event that can happen. So let's do another group here. We're going to call this combat. Let's draw the combat icon first. And I don't really know. I probably should come up with a standard size for the icons. That might be a good idea. Actually, yeah, that's probably too small. I think the icon should be bigger. So let's beef it up a little bit. Let's beef it up a little bit. What in the heck? Oh, do I need to do this? Right. That seems like a good size to me. Okay. Let's remove this from the reference here. I'm actually just going to remove that and that. We'll take this combat here. Put it like that. We're going to need, let's see, outline that one too. What might be good to do, so what size is this? Let's see. Okay, so it looks like it's a 24 by 24. So we'll make the icons 24 by 24. I think that's a good size because it's obviously bigger than everything. And it's like, it doesn't occupy too much space either, so that's great. So what I think I'm gonna do is, let's 24 by 24. I just want to kind of see what this looks like. So if I put a little bit of a circle behind it, then I can layer the roads underneath it and it'll mask it a little bit so that the roads aren't like encroaching too much on the icon there. So there's a combat encounter. And of course I probably want to have an outline for it as well. But yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to merge these down, or merge this one down. There's my combat. This will just be icon background. Again, that's just providing a little bit of masking there, so that way the road is not like making that art a little bit muddy. So there's a combat icon. We're going to have all their event types as well. So let's see. Obviously, we're going to have an anvil for the upgrade event. We have, what do we have? Let's see. Event type. Shop, alchemy, enchant, grow board, max health. I might cheat on some of these things. Alchemy, enchant, grow board, max health, upgrade card booster. And I don't know if I'm going to use any colors besides. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about what I want to do here. But let's add a booster icon. Actually, I'm going to make this easy on myself. View, grid settings, 24 by 24. Okay, this will be easier. So for the booster, we're just going to do what I did, just thematically. Make it consistent. It looks a little wonky, I suppose. Looks better. Okay, something like that. Yeah, that'll work. Probably going to need to spend more time on these. Add the outlines and stuff for hovering, but I think it's fine. Cool, so just for the sake of getting some more stuff in place, let's see what a vertical or a more vertical path looks like here. So let's get rid of this reference here. Okay, and let's get rid of the grid for now so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, can I not rotate this? I see. I guess I'll just draw this like this then. Oops. Something like that. And then what does it look like if I were to take some of these props here and new brush from that? The tree needs to be, let's see. I'm going to take all these things, this tree, outline it. I should probably do the same. Now the road probably doesn't need it, but that's all right. Grass, grass 2, wagon. Okay. So let's go back to the tree. And if I go to my mock-up here and I just paste. So again, there will be different different trees, but that looks kind of okay, you know? Take the grass here, create that. Oops, don't want to do that. Mock-up. Yeah, I think with just some Y sorting and just placing these things randomly around, I think it's actually going to look all right. Yeah, obviously the Y sorting isn't working with just a brush. It's very order dependent on which I paint the things, but if I do Y sorting such that these are ordered in terms of their draw order based on the Y position, I can create some depth along these paths here and overlay things quite a bit. And of course, let's also duplicate this and let's just move this behind the grave. There we go. Not bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. So obviously there's a lot of room for improvement here, but might be enough to go on. Might be enough to go on. Hello, K-Clouds. Welcome back. I'm going to go fish in my multiplayer donut game in 4 minutes. Nice. Lark. Welcome, Neozoid. Hello, Shirley. I wouldn't say I started my day right without watching your stream. Thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Always good to have you here. Hello, Lukey. You. Welcome. Alrighty, so I think that's enough to get started. I'm kind of eager to get this into the code to see what it looks like, because obviously these red lines are terrible. They're so bright and so ugly. I'm not sure the road is going to look that great, but let's just get started. So, I am going to export only the props here for now. Oh, the fence. I should outline this fence as well. Outline the fence. I might as well just outline the road. Why not? Oh, it's locked. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling on top of my game today. I don't know what it is. Anyway. Okay, so let's export these things. Export. Oh no, scripts, GASPI. I still don't know what that stands for. I'm gonna do layer name, save sprite, export a sprite sheet. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. Get rid of that ugly monstrosity. So this is a test map. I probably want to separate the map generation logic from the map drawing logic. I'm not really in a place to do that just yet, but let me, I'm just gonna set that up. So let's create a new user interface node. We'll call it map, scenes, UI, map. We'll just call it map in here. I'm gonna copy this size here. Copy value. Paste it there in the custom minimum size and shrink that down. Anchor preset is fine. Let's create a script for this. Scripts UI map. Okay, let's just do public void set map, I guess. Run map, map. And this is where all the drawing is going to happen. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll create a map instance. So there's going to be multiple levels. So that means there are going to be multiple different maps. So there's going to be probably 3 or 4 different maps that get generated during a run. But I think to make my life easy, I'll just generate the map. I'll set up the map scene, and then I'll just hold on to that scene. I'm not going to be freeing it until the level is over. So that means that when you're going into events, what I'll probably do is just remove it from the scene tree and hold on to it, and then add it back to the scene tree later. So that way I don't need to continually like recreate all the nodes to draw the map. So this test map here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to instantiate the map underneath the test map. And then I'm going to grab a reference to that in my test map here. And then in the ready method, this is going to call the generation of the map. And then we're going to take this code, which is drawing code, and we're going to say map.setMap. Oops, I shadowed this on accident. Call this run map. Map.setMap. Run map. And then in here, we'll paste that. Export private texture 2D road texture. I don't know if I want to do it like this, but we'll be fine, I guess. What is the width of the road texture? Road. (13 by 7). Oh, did I do this wrong? I mean, there's an easy way to find out. Line 2D. Texture filter repeat enabled. Where's the texture? Take my texture. Oh, here it is. Texture. Tile. Let's add some points here. Did it work? Oh, it just worked automatically. Oh, the width needs to be what, 13 or 7? I think 13. Yeah. Okay. That's basically how it's going to work. I should probably... I'm going to save this as a scene. Road. Save branch as scene. Scenes UI map. Road. And I'm going to get rid of these points there. So I've got it all configured now, which is actually perfect, which means I don't need this export variable anymore. All I can do, I'll just create a placeholder instance for it. So node private. Oh, I should probably... Well, let's do instance placeholder, road placeholder. Here, we're going to do var line2d equals road placeholder dot create instance as line2d. We don't need to add child anymore, and we don't need to set any of these things anymore. Now, the benefit of doing that is I can specify ahead of time where in the tree the road is going to be. So I'm going to create a node 2D here just called roads. And I'm going to instantiate the road scene underneath that and mark this as editable, or no, as load as placeholder there. We'll access that as a unique name, and I'll call this road placeholder. Okay, so before going any further with that, let's just see if that works. Oops. Sweet. Cool. And I could do different road textures too to remove the redundancies or remove the uniformity of the display there. That actually doesn't look bad. I was worried that maybe the roads would look kind of bad. If they were not straight, if they were just like at an angle or something, but I actually think it looks fine. So that's good. But now we're going to need some kind of algorithm for placing all the props and stuff randomly. So there's a couple of ways I could do this. I could design a bunch of like prefabs of placed props and just spawn prefabs along the road, or I could try to place individual props. I think the prefabs, to use a Unity term, is probably going to be better, because then I can create more thematic groupings of decorations and whatnot. And then all I need to do is just find a spot along the road to place that prefab. I'm going to create another folder in here. Called decorations. Let's create a new scene. I'm just going to call this trees 1. Now, how do I want to do this? First of all, we want this to be Y-sort enabled. So let's do Y-sort enabled there. I'm going to add another child node in here while I'm thinking of it, called decorations. We might as well lock this position, lock that position. Okay, so decorations here. Map maker, make me a map. I'm working on it, Jackie. I'm working on it. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Always good to see you again. Trees 1. So this is where I would take... Where is it? Oh, I didn't put it in the UI. I just put it at the root level. That's fine, I suppose. Here's my tree. So let's just drag this on over. I'm not going to be super picky about how this works. I'm just going to tree 1, put this here. And I could also flip some of these as well. I could actually probably randomly do that anytime I instantiate scene, but that's okay. Let's do some grass. Okay. And we'll just roughly center that. I think that's fine. Now, I don't exactly know how this is going to work. I think what I'll do is I'll do an export. There's obviously ways I can make this much more sophisticated, but I'm just going to export an array of pack scene decoration scenes. Build. Decoration scenes, add element, quick load, trees 1. Okay. So I basically need to generate points along the line that are valid for placing decorations. And so basically what I'll do probably is get the perpendicular vector to the line. So if the line is facing at a weird angle, I'll just get the perpendicular vector. And then every so often I can place decorations on either side or on both sides. So let's do this. Let's create a couple of constant variables. Private const float min decoration distance. We'll do 32. Private const float max decoration distance is equal to 96. Private void place decorations. And we'll do vector 2 points. I forgot how to initialize an array. I always forget that. Anyway. So now we got the decorations. So let's do var direction is equal to points 0.direction2 points 1. Var perpendicular is equal to direction dot orthogonal. And then we need to divide that up. So distance is equal to mathutil.rng.randf range. Min decoration distance, max decoration distance. Var start point is equal to points 0. While basically need to create a bunch of segments until the end point. Maybe I should generate the list of points ahead of time. While distance is less than So let's do var length is equal to points distance 2.1 while distance is less than length. Decoration equals decoration scenes dot instantiate. That's fine. Decorations that add child decoration. That's fine. Offset. Ooh, I am going to want an offset. So private const float min decoration offset. Let's do 16 or let's do 8. Private const float max decoration offset is equal to 16. Min decoration offset, max decoration offset, decoration dot position. Oh, this needs to be instance scene or null as node 2D. Start point plus direction times offset. That's not right. Direction times distance plus perpendicular times offset. Distance plus equals that. Now this is only going to set up, that's only going to set up the decorations on one side of the line, so I need to modify that. But let's see what happens. Are you using Copilot or Cursor? I'm using Copilot right now. I am using Copilot. Okay, all right. So okay. So this is looking decent. I think maybe I just need to change that offset distance to be a little bit bigger. That is not good. Why is that happening there? I don't know about you, but that does not look like 16 pixels. Like, what's going on here? That might be... I don't know if this is gonna work. I might need to do something like preserve the triangle data. It might be better, yeah, if I preserve the triangle data, so the data that comes as a result of the triangulation here, might be better if I preserve that data and then shrink the triangle by a certain amount to create enough padding and then just fill the interior of the triangle with stuff. The problem is, though, that's not going to work for outer edges, though. So, like, if there was a road going from here to here, there would be no triangle on this side to fill in. So I would still need to account for filling along edges. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just try to get this edge method to work. Now, I don't think this looks necessarily bad. I think that there's just a problem with, especially when roads are close together, like you get here. And actually, it looks like Y sort isn't working. So it might look better already if I just turn on Y sorting. So I turned on Y sorting here, which is important. But for the map here, I need this decorations to have Y sort enabled as well. So let's see what that looks like. Part of the issue is like, as long as everything has the proper depth. Okay, so here's a problem. There's trees generated on top of a road here. Over here too. So it's getting there. There's a bunch of clumps right here, and I think that's probably because this road had trees generated there, and then this road had trees generated there. So they just ended up bunched up on the same spot. There's probably a really fancy algorithm for doing exactly what I'm trying to do. Also, why does that look terrible here? Oh, I think maybe my roads, I maybe have configured my roads wrong. Maybe this does need to be 7. Oh yeah, I think that's right. Okay. Is that right? Hold on. That's 100%, really? What? Okay, anyway. Those look similar. Okay, so the roads are actually looking much better now. So, yeah, I'm sure there's an algorithm for this. I might ask the AI to tell me what the algorithm is. Okay, let's do this. New chat. I am trying to place visual decorations alongside roads in this map. See picture for reference. The map is generated using Delaunay triangulation in run map generator. How can recommend an algorithm for placing decorations along the edges, roads, without creating any overlap of decorations that are placed. Poisson disc sampling, maybe? I don't know what that is. Let's see if it does that. Sometimes you gotta walk through the woods. Yeah, true. Determine decoration size, calculate edge length, compute placement intervals, randomize offset, check for overlap. But I know I can do that. I mean, I could check the bounding box of each decoration against every other bounding box, but I don't want to check bounding box because that requires that I check each placed decoration against each other decoration. No. Guarantee no overlap because roads that are close together, because edges that are close together could independently choose the same spot for a decoration. Global grid or spatial hash, divide the map into a grid or use a spatial hash. Oh, yeah, I could do a grid. If I did a grid, I could detect which grid cells the roads are intersecting and exclude those grid cells from being placed. And then I can Yeah, that might work. Oh, here we go. Poisson disk sampling. Generate a set of points across a map using Poisson disk sampling, which guarantees a minimum distance between points. For each edge, only place decorations at Poisson points that are close enough to the edge within a certain distance threshold. This ensures no two decorations. All right, let's try that. Elaborate on Poisson disk sampling. I have no clue if that's how it's pronounced. I just think it's funny to say that. Welcome back, Happy Creeper. Poisson disk sampling is an algorithm usually used to place trees and stuff. Well, look, sounds perfect. Let's do it. Generate Poisson points. Algorithm to generate points. The minimum distance should be at least the maximum decoration size, plus a small buffer. Filter points to edges. For each generated point, check if it is within a certain distance. A few pixels of any road edge. Only keep the points that are close enough to a road. For each remaining point, place a decoration at that position, oriented along the nearest edge. Well, I'm not going to orient it. It just linked a gist that doesn't exist. Nice. You can pre-compute the Poisson points once per map generation and then use them for all decoration placement. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm only going to be placing decorations once. So that's fine. All right, looks like we're going to be diving into Poisson disk sampling. Hello, Red Velvet. I'm watching this while I work on a construction project. Oh, very, very nice. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Not sure if it will result in objects being placed on top of roads. Well, that's why there's going to have to be a modification where I filter out the points that are within a certain distance to the road. So I'm going to need to iterate over all the points. I assume I'll have control over the point density. So I won't be iterating over like 10,000 points. So if it's only like 100 points and I just check each 100 point and say, okay, if you're too close to a road, goodbye, then it should be fine. Actually, I could do a filter in both directions. I can say, if you're too far away from a road, goodbye, and if you're too close to a road, goodbye, and then I'll be left with like a little area where it's within a certain distance to a road. I think that'll work just fine. Okay, anyway, start on map decorations. I want to get this decoration stuff working. I'm probably going to take the rest of the stream if I had to guess, but I do want to get the functionality in place too. But one step at a time. I see that might work. Yeah, I think it sounds promising. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of unknown at this point, but I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break like I usually do. In the meantime, please check out the links in the description below. Those are all the ways that you can support me, and like and subscribe. And hit the notification bell as well. I'm going to have another code review video probably out Saturday, although I'm in discussions for a potential sponsorship for that video, so it may be delayed depending on how quickly that moves through. But Saturday or Sunday is what I'm hoping for, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll be right back in 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Welcome back to me. Hello, Mycoon Dev. Always good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right, the first thing to do is we're going to look for a Poisson disk sampling C#. Fast uniform Poisson disk sampling in C#. Is this going to... I don't want to know how the algorithm works. I want... Oh, it's a C# class. Where does this link to? I don't know. When was this published? July 26th of what year? 2009. Okay, we're not gonna do... we're not gonna do decade and a half old code here. Maybe they'll... Sorry, I'm just gonna look at for something on NuGet here. How is this? What? I searched just Poisson poison in NuGet here, and the first thing is facebook.net.sdk. I wonder if the AI can write one. Okay, let's switch to, oh, it's in agent mode. Oh, it's in agent mode. Okay. What? Okay. Write a Poisson disk sampling algorithm implementation in a new file in scripts/data/map. I've been rate limited. How was I rate limited? I've only asked like 3 questions. Super recent, yeah. Nothing like seeing a blog that's from when I was in a freshman in high school. 2009. I gotta fix some of its errors. That's okay. How would I go about using this? Well, let me just look. Generate points, radius, sample region size. Num samples before rejection. Oh, so it tries to generate a bunch. Okay. I actually think I know how this is going to work. So let's just try it. Is this static? Yeah, this is a... Okay. First of all, we're going to use a... I don't know what those namespaces called this. I don't know. We're just going to make that a single line. This would be faster if you used a distance squared too, but I don't think it matters that much. Okay, let's try it. What? Here's the cat. Here's the cat. Wow. Say hi to the stream. Okay. Anyway, Poisson disk sampler. So in the map here, set map. So let's create the sampler or var Poisson points, generate points, 32, vector 2, 5. Yeah, let's do actually pass in the custom minimum size here. So now I need to, inside of this file, add a method to check a point's distance to an edge in run map. I'm just gonna have the AI do this stuff for me. I don't really feel like working through these things. I'm interested in making games, not solving algorithm problems. Edge start, edge end. Edge direction dot length squared. I don't know what it's doing here. But I'm going to assume it's correct. Oh, why did it put it here? I didn't tell you to put it in there. Well, I guess that's fine, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, anyway, Poisson points. So wait, am I going to have to generate? I'm going to have to iterate over all edges for every point. That could be a rather heavy operation. Create filtered Poisson points map. Private void create kitty. Yes, indeed. He's just, I don't know what he's doing. He's running around the house just screaming. I don't know if you can hear him. Azir, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah? I guess he's bored. Come here. Come here. Come here. Anyway, it's kind of a, I'm trying to record a new C#, or not C#. I don't know why I said C#. GD script cooperative online multiplayer course for Udemy. And a lot of times when I'm recording, he'll just walk in and just meow at the top of his lungs, which naturally causes me to have to restate the thing that I just said because I can't have cat meowing in the recording. It's like, I don't know. It's like he's designed to be maximally disruptive at the worst times. But it's okay. I still love him. I still love him. For each var point in Poisson points. I should probably draw these points so I know what's going on, but now I want to get all the edges. I'm going to move this out. New file. Namespace game.data.map. Oops. Okay. Map.getEdges. And actually, I don't need to do this every time, so let's just store the edges. You okay? Hello. It's the same as namespace, but with a few limitations, such as you can't nest more namespaces. I'm not sure why you do that anyway. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it's called, like an inline or top level namespace or something. I don't remember. I just didn't know what the technical name is. Edges, map.getEdges. Okay, so var edge in edges. I'm gonna put this in here, but I'm gonna change this to be edge. Edge. Okay. If distance is greater than 32, let's do greater than 24. Distance is less than 64. Filter points that add point break. Oh yeah, that's true. So we don't need to check all of the edges. Well, no, that's not right. We need to make sure that it's a certain distance away from every single edge. So we do need to check every point against every edge. So that means that if distance is less than 24 or distance, well, I need to have two checks in here. If distance is less than 24, we are going to break. How do I want to do this? Var is valid equals false. I guess I'll put it back. Distance greater than 24 and distance less than 64. Let's start it off with is valid true. If distance is less than 24, we're going to do is valid equals false. If distance var is within minimum distance equals true. let's change this to... Yeah. So we'll change this to is within minimum distance. This one needs to be false if distance is less than 64. I don't know, man. Okay, whatever. Let's see if that works. All right, let's return the filtered points. I'm just going to by default place decorations at every point, and then I'll worry about cutting that down later. Place decorations, points. For each var point in points. Decoration dot position is equal to point. Okay, let's see what that does. Probably gonna fail miserably, but that's all right. Oh, it's file scope namespace. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good. There's none being placed here because the roads are too close together. Very nice. I'm going to play with the numbers a little bit, though. I'm going to play with the numbers a little bit, see if we can get some more density going on here. Oh. That is too much density. I mean, I think they can be closer to the road, so let's do less than 8. Let's do less than 32. Just gonna have to play with these numbers, see what works. Is within max is always true. No, it's not. It starts off defaulted to false and only gets set to true if it is within 32 pixels of any of the edges. Unless I'm reading it wrong. My bad, misread. Okay, yeah, that's all right. Thanks for pointing that out, though. I always appreciate when people catch my errors, if they exist anyway. I'm just kidding. Yeah, please feel free to point out any problems that you may notice. I've been saved a couple of times by viewers paying close attention to what I was doing. Okay, so I think, let's see. Maybe I'll make this 12. I'm just playing with these numbers. They don't really mean anything. They're just kind of wait until I get something good. This is looking pretty good, honestly. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of decorations here, but programmers never write bugs. True. I think this was looking okay. Even this little bit of overlap here, I think is fine. And one of the reasons why this doesn't look terribly good right now is because I'm only using one decoration scene. I haven't created multiple. So it might be a good opportunity to create like another one and see how that looks. So let's create a new, let's see, where is this at? Show file system. Create new scene. Scene name, let's do trees 2. I don't like putting numbers in my file names. I don't know why. We need this to be Y-sort enabled. We're gonna go in here. Let's take a fence. Let's do 2 fences together. I need more tree variations. Let's create another 2D scene. The cat is once again screaming. I just realized that this Y sorting, that's fine, but the wagon needs to have its offset changed. I'll just modify these as necessary. Oh wait, did I not turn on Y sort enabled? Oh, that would be why. Maybe this third grass is not necessary here. Okay, let's go to the map. Quick load trees 2. Quick load wagon. All right, let's see what that does. There are far too many wagons on the screen. So I'm going to need to use like a loot table for this or something. Look at all those wagons. I'm definitely going to have to play with this, but Emerson, yeah, it kind of works. I mean, I think the disk sampling is working. I wonder what happens if I just, maybe if I go the other direction and I say I want to generate many fewer points. See, that's not enough now. I'm going to need to add weights to the different types of things that can be placed, I think. All right, what happens if I just get rid of the wagons for now? How are you liking Godot? I'm beginning to transition from web server dev to game dev after spending a few years messing around with Unity off and on, but I still haven't settled on an engine yet. I love Godot. I think Godot is great, especially for 2D development. I really, really like it. I've been using Godot since like 2017 as well, so got quite a bit of experience with it. But yeah, I love it. I think it feels very nice to use. It feels very lightweight. There are some situations where you're like, oh, this is kind of weird in terms of like if you want to accomplish something in Godot. But by and large, I think that the development process is very smooth. Like I said, I only do 2D games though, so you know, your mileage may vary, especially if you're trying to do a 3D game. But yeah. Anyway, I think this probably needs some more work. Wonder what would happen if I made the points denser. So let's do like 16. If I make the points denser, and then randomly removed points. So add an extra filter which just randomly discards points. Let's do distance filtered points. Final filtered points is equal to new list vector 2. If mathUtil.rng.randf randf is greater than 0.25, then we'll say final filtered points dot add point. Return final filtered points. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Did that work? Doesn't look like it did. Maybe if I do a more aggressive. Oh my goodness. Let's do 50%. So we're just gonna get rid of 50% of the points randomly. Okay. I think that's starting to look pretty good. One issue is that I wonder, because I'm orienting these so that the bottom of the scene is sort of like at the origin, but that's creating weird situations where if they appear above a road, like visually speaking, they look much farther away than if they appear below. So I think what I might do is actually just center all of these around the origin. I think that will alleviate that problem. So if I just make it so that the center is like the visual center of these things, I think that might help. My cat is going crazy right now. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I think that looks good. Or it looks better anyway. If I add a lot more variation in these scenes, I think it will look fine. But the thing is, now I think I can get these to be closer to the... I can get these to be closer to the roads, so I can make this distance smaller and this distance smaller. I should probably not use magic numbers, but whatever. Who doesn't like a little bit of magic, you know? Okay, that's a problem. So maybe I went too aggressive with the minimum distance there. Yeah, I think this looks fine. So I think a couple of changes I could make. So I could add more variations, obviously. Maybe like 10 different decorations or 15 different decorations. And then if I add a loot table so that certain decorations are more common than others, obviously I think it's going to look better if like tree decorations are more common, because then it'll just look like a forest, you know? But then things like where you've got the fence here, it looks kind of weird if those get placed side by side. So if I make these rarer, they're just going to add a little bit of flavor without having a good chance of appearing next to each other and being weird. Now, one thing that I haven't tried, which I don't think is going to work, well, there's a couple of other approaches I could do. Instead of having these prefab scenes, which are pre-configured decorations, I could just add a loot table of decorations and just place all of those randomly. So each individual tree and each individual piece of grass, and I could potentially even use multiple disk samplers so that I have one that's more dense for like trees and one that's less dense for things like wagons and one that's even more dense for grass. and then I could place all of those individually rather than trying to group them up as a single scene. The benefit of doing that is I would be able to, on a per asset basis, be able to say like, well, the trees are going to remain upright because it will look weird if they're rotated. But for like the fences, I could rotate them to be alongside the road, right? And that might add some more depth to it. So there's definitely a lot of things to play with. But obviously I don't want this to be too heavy of a thing like the map generation. So probably going to start a 2D game as well, thinking of something along the lines of procedurally generated tower climber of sorts. That sounds really fun, actually. I know I'm always talking about roguelikes, but like a climbing game that's a roguelike that's procedurally generated, I could see that being very fun. You could do different maps with different decorations too. Yeah, so the idea is that the decorations will change as you progress in the levels. So this is like the first level, and then there will be a second and third level. Hello again, Happy Creeper. So yeah, I mean, I think it's looking okay. There's definitely room for improvement here, but I think I'm happy with the Poisson disc sampling. I think that's creating exactly the sort of thing that I wanted to create. So I think that's great. Okay, work on map decorations. Sync changes. Okay, well, I'm going to cut the stream a little bit short today. I think that was a perfectly entertaining stream, but I've got some other things to do, including working on the new online multiplayer course that I'm working on. So I really need to like grind away on that. I want it to be released. Probably not by the end of this month. I think that's a little bit unrealistic. We're already halfway through the month, but sometime in early June is when I want to release it. So yeah, I'm gonna just be spending the afternoon working on that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And thank you to the VOD watchers and lurkers out there. I know that you're out there. And yeah, check out the links in the description below. Those are all the ways that you can support my work. And what else? I think that's it. Thank you everyone again for your support. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, bye-bye everyone.